Pour some tea. It's the holidays, so can't go wrong with a nice warm glass of tea. Ginger tea, good for the stomach. The gut. What's going on, guys? Happy holidays. It's gonna be a little different today. Calm, relaxed vibes. We are in my living room and we have all of these lovely assets on this coffee table. I could give a damn about the gear. I just care about the results. In saying that, a lot of these cameras and things on this table have assisted me in achieving the goals and the things that I've wanted to create. And I thought that why not share it with you? This is the Peak Design camera bag, and I got it 3 years ago when I bought my first camera, decided to buy this Peak Design bag, and it is the truth. Got 3 different compartments, and you can also switch it up however you want to adjust it. Take this thing to the airport with me. This bag has taken a brutal beating, and I mean, for having it for 3 years and putting it through mud and all types of crazy shit, it's in great condition. So this is the Peak Design. I know they have different sizes. Go to the description for the exact bag, but yeah, Peak Design, I rock with it. I know, you know, some of y'all hipster photographers, y'all like can bags and stuff, and that's cool, but this gets the job done. This is not a film camera, but this is the Sony a7 III. Now this is the camera that I used a lot when I first started the channel. This camera is the reason why the YouTube is where it is today. Julian used to hold this thing and just mess up all my videos.
I told you that it was film in here, and you said there was no film in here.
Right, but it looked like there was no film. I asked you if it was
Bro,
zero.
it looked like it, nigga. It's you can't see the film.
It said it's 0.
Because I hadn't winded it yet.
Right, so how did you take a picture if you hadn't winded it?
Bro, I hadn't taken a picture yet.
So if you didn't wind it,
Bro,
how did you take a picture?
when you press the shutter button and you put the film in there,
it takes a picture automatically?
When you press the shutter button and there's film in here, it's gonna take a picture,
Even
dog.
if you didn't wind it?
That's photography.
Even if you didn't wind it?
All right, let's shoot.
I'm just asking because you said you didn't wind it and you just took a picture.
I'm done. I'm done.
All right, that's cool.
Okay.
But we have the Sony a7 III with the 16-35 G Master. The reason why I chose this lens is because at first I thought I was gonna be like holding my camera up to my face like a vlogger, YouTuber all the time. So I wanted a wide lens. I still use this camera for all of my outros. When I'm sitting right there, this is the camera that you guys see me filming on. I love this lens. It's so versatile. I shoot in 4K. I remember before I first started, I was shooting in 1080 and uploading in 1080. And don't do that. You can tell the difference. Now I have kind of been pampered thanks to Mattia and a few others. This is being filmed on the Blackmagic 6K Pro. Don't have Mattia up. He's filming on the 6K Pro, okay? Without further ado, as you guys know, we got the Hasselblad 500 CM with the 80mm f2.8 lens. And when I first bought this camera, I never knew that I would enjoy 6.6. And for prints and for super conceptual style photo shoots, I love this camera. It's very specific, you know? It's an entire experience. Now, a lot of people use the waist level viewfinder, but I chose the prism finder only because I have bad eyes, and when I was using the waist level, my ass was like leaning like crazy. I'm not good with the waist level, so this will forever be in the arsenal. I really don't give a damn about gear. With me, it's always like, what do I need to achieve the vision that I want to achieve? Damn, I actually do have a solid amount of different cameras, but I think that each one serves a purpose aside from this, which I don't know what the hell that this does. This is the Kinax Colonax. A friend of mine bought me this from Paris. I'm not sure the format because it's definitely not 120 and I don't think it's 220. It has bellows, definitely serves no purpose but to look fine, look beautiful in my camera case. So if you guys are familiar with this camera, let me know. The Pentax 6.7, as you guys know, this is my go-to camera. This is the camera I've used for the last 3 years, non-stop. This was the first medium format camera that I have ever purchased. This camera is responsible for so many beautiful images, so many images that made me fall in love with photography. Every photographer has a camera that's for them. And the reason why this is for me is because I'm a bigger dude, my hands are larger. I like a heavier camera, but I didn't like the RB because I was doing this and it was just, the RB was a little bit too much. It has the handle, I'm able to run up hills, I'm able to bang this thing up. Like this camera has gone through thick and thin and it still looks beautiful. Right now I have the 45mm on it. Why is this Pro Mist on here? I don't use Pro Mist. Who put this Pro Mist on my damn camera? A lot of y'all ask, what lens do you primarily shoot on with the Pentax? The 90mm, because that's the holy grail. Now, I'm blessed. I'm blessed because y'all are the truth. This was a gift recently. This was my holiday gift. Darren, OG, I really appreciate you. He hit me up in the DMs and said that he had something to send to me. He said it was a good deal, and I opened the box and it is a mint condition Pentax 6.7 body. I have two Pentax 6.7s now, but I think that especially if you are interested in like fine art work, printing your work, that Pentax glass is just like no other. And I think that Pentax glass is some of the best glass on the market in my opinion. Yes, I usually shoot on the Pentax with the 90mm. The most slept on 35mm film camera on the market, in my opinion, on the market, is the Canon EOS 1 SLR. Now, the reason why I say this is because though I've only used this camera a handful of times, I'll show the pictures that I've taken with this. First off, this camera cost me $150 for the entire package. The 28 to 135mm lens, as well as the body. I think people sleep on this camera because it is too much like digital. Like it looks like a digital camera. It sounds similar to a digital camera, but it's sick. I really thoroughly enjoy this camera. I will say I've made the biggest regret with this camera because I bought the 16mm fisheye, and you guys will see the pictures that I took with that, and I sold it because I wasn't using it. Having 36 frames is a lot different than only having like 10 or 12 frames, 16 frames, 645 or whatever. This is a 35 that I will always keep. And if y'all are smart, y'all will go on KEH and y'all will run it up, because come on now, 100, 150 bucks for a camera and a lens. Come on, bro, you can't get better than that. A lot of photographers back in the day lived by this camera. Autofocus, you can put this camera in a beginner's hands and you don't even need a light meter. You could just flicker off and pray that the exposures will be right and you'll be good. The Canon EOS 1N 150, I don't know what it is now, but I know when I bought it, this whole package was 150. We're gonna move to the Canon 514 XL Super 8 camera. I think I may want Matia to come and talk about this. So what would you say your experience was with this camera? Like how did you enjoy it? I mean, you've used it.
It's a lot of fun. Like that's the best way I could describe it. And I'm sure as like most people get into film photography because of the disparity of it, and you can't just fire away and take a bunch of photos. You get 3.5 minutes roll. So you really gotta like pick and choose what you want to shoot. You can emulate 16mm, you can emulate 35mm on video to an extent. Obviously you can't do it 100%. I mean, just at the wedding I shot, the videographers on digital tried to put like a Super 8 thing over it. You can clearly tell night and day the difference between the two.
Yeah.
I mean, and it just sounds awesome. Like.
Yeah. When it comes to Super 8, you got so many different options, but I'm happy with the results that we've gotten from it. So, yeah, man.
Yeah, Super 8.
Super 8. Yeah. The Broncolor 800 wireless strobe. Now, the kit that I got came with two of these. Here's the deal. I was afraid of strobes for the longest, and I really didn't know how to segue into strobes. Hopping out of my comfort zone can be a little uncomfortable. You just don't know the endless opportunities you can get. And that's why I say yes. At the end of the day, it ain't about gear, but this is where it becomes about gear. And there's certain things that you can't achieve without the right gear and without the right equipment. So this is different than having a ton of different cameras that you don't use. This literally can set you up for a totally different space in the photography game. I think this was around $5,000 for the whole setup, but it did come with 2 strobes, a remote, wires, one umbrella, and a soft box with a traveling suitcase to keep it protected if you needed to take it to the airport or travel with it. So it is a little bit more on the pricey side, but I can only vouch for what I've used, so brown color is the way to go.
For travel, and when you're packing a lot of gear, you want to protect it. It's worth the investment, get a case. I'm the guy behind the camera. What we're shooting on right now is a Blackmagic with the Canon 16-35. It's my go-to setup for any doc work, any sort of real life work, nothing narrative, nothing where you need that fancy cinema glass look. My main film camera is Mamiya. I am a Mamiya boy over Pentax. I use it also with the Prism Finder. And the main reason I like this camera so much, you can take the backs off. I've used this camera a lot on professional photo shoots where speed is the priority, and having a bunch of these different backs with loaded film is super, super important. So you can keep shooting, you know, you don't have to take a break every 10 photos. Main lens is the 90mm. Also have the Canon EOS 1. Highly, highly, highly recommend this camera. I've shot concerts on this camera. I've done portrait photo shoots with this camera. It's just a workhorse. It might not look as pretty as like, say, a Nikon F3, but it definitely produces just as good results, and you can put the new modern Canon glass on it, so that's the main reason I got it. I found it on Twitter for 75 bucks, so, you know, like Mike said, very, very affordable, very, very good camera. Definitely recommend it, especially if you already have an ecosystem of Canon glass. Then all you need is the body and you just put your glass right on there, EF mount, you know. Choose the cameras that you love and that you like to shoot with and stick with those. Back at home, I have just as much of a collection, but you know, it's really about the ones that produce the results that you want and that make you want to go shoot. You know, when I have this camera in my hand, it feels good. I feel motivated, feel cool. That's what you want.
You got the Polaroid Sun 600. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm just taking Polaroids to get rid of this batch because I made the dumbass decision of putting the film in my luggage and allowing them to x-ray it, so the whole film is just destroyed. But I'm not gonna waste money, so I took a pointless photo of Mattia, and you can tell, like, I'll scan this, but like it's discolored, the film is just done. I mean, you can still see him, but yeah. I wanna incorporate more Polaroids in my work. I don't shoot a lot of Polaroid, but I think for like before or after shoots and just documenting models and just having like a Polaroid section in my book would be pretty cool. So, or maybe I just do a full shoot one day with somebody that I've shot so they don't feel like they're wasting their time. But maybe I do a full Polaroid shoot with only Polaroids. I don't know, could be cool. Or a waste of time, I don't know. I hope this helped you out. But like the video if you rocked with it. Thank you, Mattia, for helping me film this and giving some insight. And yeah, comment what you guys are getting for the holidays. If you guys will cop any of these things for the holidays. And what do you have? What's a part of your arsenal? I know I only use 2 cameras, the Hasselblad and the Pentax, that's it. So this was just a video to show you everything that I own, but I don't give a damn about the gear. Give me the shit that I need to achieve what I want to achieve. So I hope y'all enjoyed it. Like it if you rocked with it, comment, subscribe. We'll see y'all on the next one.